to your bullshit. Yeah, it's about that time. Damn, don't you look foolish?
Good morning. How y'all doing? What's going on, Epic Boomers? I just got in from therapy. I'm doing pretty good. In the living room right now, about to go run some errands, but I wanted to get into this video. And we're going to get into that right now. This is titled Preachers, Churches, Ground Zero for the Reality Show Bullshit. Because that's what it is. There's a lot I know about churches. There's a lot I know about a lot of different things. I grew up in church, so I have a lot to say. A lot to say. You think you're watching a reality series? We're going to break down churches. We're going to break down preachers. We're going to break down the politics of everything that comes with it. And how they are kind of like gangs to a certain extent. I feel like they're the first reality shows we've ever had. And we're going to get into that in a brief second. Hey Boomers, how's it going today? What is good with you? I hope you're doing well. I hope you're doing beautiful, blessed. I love you all. Thanks for tuning in. Let's get into this video real quick, real fast. I will try not to hold you too long, but there is some things I want to tell you, I want to say. I might make a part 2 of this because there's so many things I want to drop for you guys. This is called, if you didn't see the title, you just click because it's me and you're just a fan. And shout outs to, major shout out to Tatiana Drayden. I hope I'm saying her last name right. Every time I make a video, she's here for it. I mean, the first one to comment most of the time. I love you all, but I just feel like every time lately I've been putting on a big, she's been making me feel so much better about myself about continuing this channel. You all do, and I appreciate every view, but she's on it, like on top of it. Like as soon as I drop on, boom. Even if she's at work, she's on it. So it's a major special shout out to you for that. Giving my little hand a little break from the little brace. And let's get into this video. Okay. All right. If you're here for the first time, hi, I'm Authentic Epic Boom. Welcome to the Epic Boomin' family. And there's some things we can talk to. I'm very blunt, so stay tuned, listen up, have a seat, go get some drinks, some popcorn, go get some tea, because you're going to need to be sipping for this. If you smoke, re-up or whatever, and pass it along, and sit down and get back to this place right here. So, we're going to talk about churches. Yes, churches. And preachers, mega churches, all that. Let me say this, or whatever. I grew up in church, so I know a lot about churches. And the reason why I'm bringing this up, I want to start with Joel Osteen. It's finally good that he did open up his churches, but it's sad when it takes a backlash and Twitter dragging your motherfucking ass for you to open up your church. There are so many receipts and videos of people going to his church, seeing how dry it was. Okay? You got a little bit of water on the ground, and you're saying your church is flooded. People even took pictures at the doors, seeing the floors of the church. This church holds over 16,000 people. Until the backlash from celebrities and other people, or people just really, getting into his asshole about what he needs to be doing, that's the only reason he decided to open up his church. Now, my thing is, okay, we don't want what happened at the Megadome. What they left that was trash. I get that. But you have efforts. You have money and resources that people like me don't. This is a man who's making, what, $50,000? He's worth $50 million. So he's making a lot of money. This is a man who has a $10 million home he goes to every night. This is tax-free money that you're making due to your congregation in Jesus Christ. Hello. Because every Sunday we know you're in there asking for tithes and offerings. Like I said, I have a lot to say. I grew up in church. I feel like church is a gang. Not all churches, but there's a lot of churches that are gangs. I feel like sometimes the pastors are pimps. Let me break that completely the fuck down for you. You stand in front of a pulpit. You're teaching people about the word. You're reading scriptures. Once you're done, you want to ask for money. As you ask the people to come down, profess themselves to God, give yourself a chance at new life, and become a part of the church, you ask for offering again. And a lot of times after the choir stops singing, before church starts, you're asking for offering. So you give an offering 3 times. It becomes, to me, I feel like it's the first reality show we've ever had in history. If you think about it, so many women and men go to church for what reason? To find a woman or man. It's like a damn club. They dressing like they going out to get lit. Like they turning up to 21 Savage or some shit. That still exists. There are people there that are just there to judge you and be nosy. There are people there that say, oh, you know, I'm broke, or either I want to put more money in, and the next one is a competition to see if their name is going to be put in the next week's bulletin for the church. Because they do, you know, if you put out a certain amount, they will let people know. The pastor is living rent-free in a house that's paid for tax-free from the church. Plus, he gets a yearly, I wouldn't even say stipend, a yearly benefits package of, you know, he gets paid every month. He gets a really, really nice little settlement, okay? He gets a yearly setup, okay? Just like any regular job, but he doesn't have to worry about bills and stuff like that. So what irritates me, and I've said a lot for 5 minutes, really irritates me more than anything right now, and I'm getting up close because I'm talking directly to you. Y'all know how I can get, is the fact that these churches out here could do more for the congregation. When I look around, even when I was a kid, I used to wonder, I'm like, wow, he has a nice car, nice clothes, but then there's people struggling that actually can barely get home after church. You know what I mean? Stuff like that. So with these pastors, the number one is them. Of course, they want to raise the numbers and have more people. The more people come, the more money they can make. I do realize the bills are, you know what I'm saying, they have bills at the church like everywhere else, lights, gas, or whatever. But a lot of that money is being misused. It's a lot of cheating that goes on with these pastors or whatever. I'll give you a plain example of that as a breakdown. I used to go to church when I was 15, 16 with my mom, called Peace Apostolic. They were in Inglewood by the Hollywood Park, but they moved over to Carson. By that time, me and my mother stopped going. This is a man I don't like. To me, he looked like a damn cat. All he just needed some fucking whiskers. He was really strange. Not that he wasn't teaching the word of God, but some of the stuff he was doing was not mundane, weren't cool, and was very distasteful. I feel like the way he was teaching things, and he's like trying to put a remix on what Jesus would want, and that's not cool. I'll give you a plain example. As you all know, and if you don't know, I'm a lesbian. I've been out of the closet for 20 years, and this is pertaining to what I'm talking about, okay? And my ex, who remains nameless. Anyways, my ex remained nameless. We were together for a long time. I'll just put it like that. And I remember her she left her mom's house to come to my house. We were living together. She was living with me. And she said, my sister told me she prays we don't get any rest. You have the same look on your face that I do. I'm going to say it again. She prayed we don't get no rest. Now, shout out to my friend Jackie, because I was telling her about this earlier. So you praying people don't get any rest? Who in the hell within their foundation that has a soul that's not, your soul is not shaking in your body from, you know, being at heartless and distasteful and disrespectful and rude and just out of line to somebody? You pray we don't get no rest. And this was taught to her by the pastor. That's what I mean by he put a remix on what he wants, you know, he thinks God wants us to know, or for his teaching. It's been times where I think a cousin's of his, he was preaching, you could tell he was talking about his cousin. And that's the first time I heard him say he prayed we don't get no rest. And then the next thing you know, guess what? He was sick the next Sunday and couldn't come and preach. Boy, God don't like ugly. And karma is real. You don't wish that kind of shit on nobody. And as far as this no-neck, turtle-face ass bitch that has something to say about us not getting no rest, it moved me. That's why I had to look on my face like, what? Because I've never heard somebody say something like that. And people can be heartless and disrespectful. But why are you trying to dig a grave for somebody? Why are you wishing the worst on somebody? Let's get into your trifling ass life. Because at the time she was getting up there, really pregnant. Your husband never worked. He tried to come on to me disrespectfully. He's tried to come on to my ex-girlfriend at the time disrespectfully. You pay for his drug habit. He sits at home while you work all day. He's giving you STDs. At the time you're pregnant with a broken nose and like to stay away from everybody because he continuously beats your ass. And as his little girl, who she wound up having, starts to grow up, she's not growing. She's not even talking. She has a lot of problems because those drugs with this child had a real effect. Worry about that. Why you praying somebody get no rest? I would never wish that on anybody. I wouldn't. And to me, that's evil. And for you to be teaching that at church, that's something crazy. And it's just so much. That's why I'm going to do a part 2. It's so much about church I remember that I don't like. I'm going to tell y'all this. I believe in Jesus Christ. Yes, I believe in God. But I'm more spiritual than I am religious. Because church is a game, is a gang. It's like, okay, we're going to sit over here with the ones that like to judge people. We're going to sit with the old folks that like to judge people. We're going to sit with the new people that judge people. Oh, I'm here for this. I'm here for that. I want everybody to see my outfits. It's not really about coming. And a lot of times the naysayers, or I call them Bible thumpers, or extreme preachers, they come out of church cussing and going off and acting a fool. So, yeah. I have a lot to say about church. Grew up in the church for too many years. As far as I mean, it's a good place to be, but sometimes it's really, really not. Because a lot of things are supposed to bring you together and they can really tear you apart. You know, I saw so much happen in church. Like I said, church is the real reality TV show. Before reality TV show was in, before Cops became the regular and new reality show, the first reality show, it's churches. All the way down to the pianist, if he's gay or not. The junior choir director. Oh, this dude is on drugs. Oh, the pastor's stealing from the church. Oh, he's sleeping with this girl. Oh, he's cheating on his wife. It's so much going on. It's a drama series with a remix of a part 2 and 3 with some little sprinkle a little ratchet, sprinkle a little hallelujah, and that's church. Not all churches, but a lot of them. You should never have to go to church and wonder why your pastor wants to charge you $1,000 for Bible study. I can go home and teach myself the Bible, but you're gonna charge somebody that much? And I remember, let me see, Pastor Swansea was charging that. I'm 40. He was charging that when I was 15, so I wonder what he's charging now. This is a man who him or his wife never said that she was sick. We go to church one day, we find out she's sick with cancer. How do you not tell your congregation that? But you're asking for money and everything else. You're asking for people's time and everything else, but you don't tell us that the first lady is sick. We don't have a right to know that. Long story short, she passed away. By the time they put her in the ground, she wasn't even in the ground, a month or two. He was already married because he was cheating with somebody else. And most people conveyed with that. They were okay with that. I feel like sometimes their minds are stricken, or is your mind just gone? Is it clouds and milk in here? Do you realize this woman that just passed away, and she probably turned on her grand? She hasn't been dead 3 months, and he's already married to somebody else because obviously he was already cheating. But this is the same man that says, "Oh, I prayed to people. Some people don't get no rest, but that's okay for you." Interesting. I think it's interesting how many people get paid that work at the church. How much money always disappears. It's like these politicians out there. It's no different. They promising you. They're giving you slogans. They're in your life. You take a gamble because you're investing in them. You're investing money and time to make sure they get to the top where they need to be. And then they're stealing from you. A lot of that happens. It's a lot of drama that happens at church. There is an article I read, and it's also a YouTube video I saw, where this one young lady, she wasn't allowed to go back to a church because she didn't have a certain amount of money to give them. People are struggling. What is his name? Queblo Dollar? He was demanding or asking for the church to get him another private jet for 1.7 million? I might be quoted wrong, but I do remember that sometime last year. This is what I'm talking about. This man be clean, he be swagged out, nice houses, just like Joel Osteen with a $10 million house, but you wanted to lie, and people show videos of that church from the outside looking through those windows. Those floors were not soaking wet. Your church was not flooding. You just didn't want to help anybody. See, it stops being about God and starts to be about money. Preachers LA, like me and my friend Jackie, it just tells you the thing, because I have to admit I was naive until I was in my 20s. I really didn't know how preachers got paid because I never thought that deep into it. I thought they had a regular job and then they did this too. And when I found that out, it just changed my mind and my focus on things. But my thing is, they will turn against you if they feel like you're not doing what they want you to do. They will stop helping you if they help at all. Church can be a great place, but it can be an ugly place. I've been to some churches to where they have the nerve to ask for tithes and offering and then ask you again. The dude was like, you know what you guys can do? Let's pray, and we got our eyes closed. I pray for Lord, for everybody to be able to come out of their pocket a little bit more. Give more than what you give. And we already gave 3 times. And this is a church I was going to actually visit because of my auntie. And the whole time I felt like he was fixated on me. Like he was hitting me in the head. Gave this, gave this, gave that. But you want money out of my goddamn gay pockets. It's always okay with them. Look what happened with Eddie Long. There's so many preachers out there that got so much going on. And with the Catholic Church, I feel like when it comes to religion, it becomes a gang and becomes violent and becomes a problem because there is so much invested in it. Think about what I'm saying. This is part 1. I'll be back with part 2. I'll let you know more about me, church, and in depth about what I mean about some things I know. Because when you see things with your own 2 eyes, seeing is believing. And that's all I'm going to say. It's been long. It's been real. I hope you enjoyed this. But just think about where you go. Think about where they're investing the money. Have you had these problems? Has any of this happened to you? Does it sound familiar? Have I broke something down that you did not know? And it's not Christian churches. There's a lot of other churches with a lot of other religions. Like I said, I'm more spiritual than I am religious for a lot of the reasons I speak about. And I will speak to you guys tomorrow with part 2. Hey, and I'll be back to you. This Authentic Ebby Boom. Thank you for watching me. And I love you guys. You know that. Have a great day. Hope you enjoyed this. Please like, share, subscribe my videos. And I'll be back to you sooner than later. Before you blink, you'll see me again. All right?
On up to your bullshit. Yeah, it's about that time. Damn, don't you look foolish.